What is up, my friends? Welcome back once more to Classic Songs Revisited, as we now find ourselves in episode 3. It is amazing to see you again. You look astonishing. So here in episode 3, we're heading back chronologically to where we were in episode 1, i.e. the year 1987. Geographically, we started off heading over to the UK with Steve Winwood with the song Valerie. Then back over here being where I live, in the States, in America, with Wendy Moten, Whatever You Imagine. Now, as I say, back to 1987, and we've got a full band. We've got a hybrid, as a matter of fact. A 5-piece band, at least at this point in time. Some of whom were American, and some of whom were British. So this song is being covered in CSR Episode 3, yet it holds the number 2 spot on the list. And that means that the first 2 songs in the list, holding the first 2 positions on the CSR list on the site, are both from the year 1987. Valerie by Steve Winwood, and this one, Little Lies by Fleetwood Mac. The Fleetwood Mac was already an established name on the pop scene by the 70s, being formed in the 60s as an all-male, all-British act. The name came from the surnames of Mick Fleetwood and John McVie. The following decade saw them swap out a number of members, morphing by the mid-70s into a hybrid quintet which remains their best-known lineup. 2/5 American, including Lindsey Buckingham and his then-girlfriend Stevie Nicks, and 2/5 female, with Stevie and John's wife Christine McVie. Nay, Christine Perfect. And I won't say that I can totally see why she got married, but the pressure to live up to such a moniker doesn't get much greater than that. Christine, in particular, rest her soul, was responsible for penning some of the more sentimental, emotion-driven 70s FM cuts, including Say You Love Me and You Make Loving Fun. Despite tumultuous band circumstances including drugs and breakups, the band achieved pop superstardom with the legendary Rumors album in '77, and the ensuing 10 years proved not too shabby either, even as the early '80s saw the members branch off between FM albums to pursue their own solo work. '87 gave light to the momentous Tango In The Night, regarded by many as the last traditional Fleetwood Mac project, featuring the 5 core players, and the home of, among several other pop nuggets, one cut gem of Christine's called Little Lies. Little Lies here is another old favorite of mine from many years back. And it only makes sense that when any act cuts a record, each song will be produced and arranged with its own identity, and the sequence totality gives off an overall vibe. A vein running throughout into which each song fits in some capacity. Lies is credited to both Christine and then-husband Eddie Quintella, though his actual involvement in the writing is dubious. Lyrically, it might or might not have reflected the challenges they faced as a new married couple at the time. In Christine's own words, and I'm not going to try to do the British accent, the idea of the lyric is, if I had the chance, I'd do it differently next time. But since I can't, just carry on lying to me, and I'll believe, even though I know you're lying. Parenthetically, sounds curiously like the bridge of a Sheryl Crow ditty a little later on called Strong Enough. The somewhat tongue-in-cheek lyrics of Lies are, however, beauteously contrasted by the gently moving sound, backing vocals by Stevie and Lindsay, and the video's equally tranquil farm setting. The song fits quite comfortably in Tango in the Night's aforementioned vein. The album's altogether aura is reflected adequately by the depiction of the cover art. Somewhat ethereal, somewhat ephemeral, somewhat nocturnal, somewhat natural. Warner Brothers released Tango in the spring of '87 and dropped Lies as its third single 4 tango-flavored months later. It's one of my 2 favorite songs on the album, along with the similarly dreamy fellow Christine composition Everywhere. In the midst of a grand total of 6 singles Tango spawned, Lies and Everywhere occupied the 2 middle chronological spots. I made another video for Lies on my sibling channel, composed mostly of still shots of the band and cover art, and also with an inferior treated version of the song from back then. Like the other homemade videos and treated songs on the sibling channel, it won't be there much longer. But this CSR episode is a much more serious and devoted nod to the song in any case. A song that lives on in a legion of many, serving as a brilliant, dare I say, perfect memorial to Christine and McVie. So there's a little look at Little Lies. Hope you enjoyed it, as well as the other CSR episodes. If you do enjoy the videos and want to see more, please take those class actions. That's CLASS, the A being parenthetical. Comment, like, and share, subscribe. That easy. So thank you once more for dropping by, spending a little time with me. As you have freedom of choice, you could have been doing anything in the world you wanted, but you were here for a bit. If you've made it this far with me, thank you very much. It means a great, great deal, as always. Here's your peace sign. Here's your thumbs up. Thank you for watching episode 3. See you in the next song.